Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood to check up on the park. There's a lot of Universal content on the channel this month and in the next few months, so just get ready for it. There's going to be a lot, and that's because there's so much happening here. They have the Fast and the Furious roller coaster being built, and then the CityWalk changes. There are so many things happening to CityWalk. It's raising a lot of massive question marks because I have a feeling they're gonna just completely level this place. There's so many things closing, and that's what we're gonna dive into first in today's vlog is CityWalk. I have to. There's so many things closing, and we just had another place close yesterday. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm starting near the back end of CityWalk next to the Raiders store and the Buca di Beppo. They're working on the escape room today, which is really cool. So without further ado, let's just dive into today's video, have some fun, and see what we can find this week, because I feel like there's something every single week. Yeah, there's a couple crew members out front this morning, and I apologize about the noise. They're working on the concrete, and I wonder if there's any crew members on the inside working on the sets and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm thinking this is a two-story escape room experience. They'll have multiple, which would be really cool. Still no opening date on this. And you can see over there on the iFly side of things, some equipment has shown up. So maybe this will all change here in the next few months as they start to demo. Yeah, this is nice to finally see some action happening on this end of CityWalk. And there's a lot of speculation online that this back corner is gonna see some more closures as well. It's all alleged at this point. Nothing is official until the tenants, make an announcement. But I wouldn't be surprised, because at this back end, Buca di Beppo has had some issues. I think they filed bankruptcy, the company itself. So that's why you see some of those locations closing around the country. So it wouldn't be surprising if they decide to close this one. Margaritaville, I never see anybody over there because there's just nobody in this corner. So who knows about that? And then the Raiders store, don't really see a bunch of people in there either. I would not be shocked if this whole back half changes to something else. So I'll keep an eye on it. Again, nothing is official until we see a sign or whatever, but some big things are happening on this end. I don't think Cinnabon's going anywhere. I think Cinnabon's here to stay. But everything else beyond that, I don't know. There's not too many people pulling up into the parking structure this morning, so maybe the park won't be that crazy. We'll see. I am arriving a little bit after park opening. The park opened up at 10 a.m., so it's been an hour and 16 minutes, so maybe a lot of people are already on the inside. Here's another look at iFly from the ground. Yeah, they haven't started any work just yet. I think they're just putting in the equipment right now to get ready for that. Oh, dang, and look at this. We have some more construction fences popping up. We have some around the AMC kiosk area, and then we have some over here by the escalators going up to City Food. So let's take a little closer look, but we'll go up on the secondary level. Maybe it could be a paving project. These are a bunch of pavers. They might be replacing some sections, or again, it could be the start of something larger. There's so much construction and so many closures happening in CityWalk. Anything I feel like is possible at this point. Yeah, this just popped up the other day. I'm wondering if the directory is reflecting some of these changes. So we got Escapology coming soon. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any closures. Line Friends Square coming soon. I feel like they're printing out these things almost every single week. Okay, 35, new venue coming soon. 31, 13, new venue coming soon. So, okay, 54, new venue coming soon. So they're updating it as we go here. And then, yeah, over here by Frank and Bride, the kiosks for the AMC Theater have been walled up. So I wonder if they're just going to replace those, or they'll come up with something new here. I don't know. Maybe Frank and Bride know. They probably know. They got a great view inside. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything insane is happening on the other end. This is the view from City Food. So yeah, I have no idea. And the park hasn't made an official announcement on any of this stuff. So it's just, again, it's a big mystery. It's kind of exciting. Okay, let's ride the escalator back down. This is the most exciting thing this morning, aside from the construction happening. And yeah, they haven't started anything just yet, but they have a bunch of plywood kind of set up here. And they have a few more panels, so I wonder where those are going to go. Alrighty. Could be a staging area as well for maybe even more development. King Kong, what's going on? What's going on at CityWalk, buddy? I know, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I figure you might know because you got a nice bird's eye view of everything, but dang, even King Kong doesn't even know what's going on. Yeah, they put some signage out here in front of Abercrombie Kids and Abercrombie and Fitch, and they've removed the digital marketing that they had on the sides, and they've kind of pretty much just tinted the windows, so we don't even know what's going on the inside there. And then over here at Sparky's, the latest closure. Oh yeah, dang, that is like what, 3 or 4 locations closed within the past couple weeks. This is quick. This is happening very, very fast. I would not be shocked if even more locations close here in the next few days. I mean, no offense to the sock place, but I'm surprised this is still here. This has been here for a long time, and another one of those shops that I don't know if it'll survive. Now, there might be a few things happening here. One, a lot of these places have been here for a long time, and Universal might be wanting to just start from, from scratch. They might want to just bring in a bunch of new tenants to breathe some new life into CityWalk. And we see this across the board with places like this. I mean, look what happened to Downtown Disney. Downtown Disney has seen a night and day transformation. So Universal could be doing the same thing here at CityWalk. And we've seen it happen in Orlando. Orlando got rid of a lot of their older stuff and replaced it with a bunch of new things. So I have a feeling they're just trying to mirror that here in Hollywood. The other thing is, behind me in this parking lot, they're preparing it for allegedly a hotel. So if that's true, yeah, they're gonna wanna make some huge changes to CityWalk, and infrastructure-wise, they might have to accommodate the new building. But one thing I hope Universal considers in the future, especially if they're bringing in some new tenants, like new restaurants and shops, is I hope they offer some free parking after a certain time of day. Because in Orlando, you can park at the parking structures out there and enjoy CityWalk for free after 6 p.m. Whereas here, you still have to pay for parking, and I think that's what really cripples CityWalk in the evening. So maybe Universal can figure something out to where it's either heavily discounted parking or they just make it free after 6 or 7 p.m. Because a lot of people have to remember, CityWalk is not the only outdoor mall that is around here. They're competing with quite a few places that are really popular, like the Grove, the Americana, Century City. So we're not far from big, heavy hitters. And if Universal wants to compete with places like that and keep people on property, especially if they're going to be building a hotel in the future, I think they got to offer some sort of free parking after 6, just like their sister property in Orlando does. I'm excited to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot going on here the next few months, and CityWalk might see one of those night and day changes. And I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. And this view right here could be totally different within the next 12 months. We don't know. We're going to just kind of wait and see. And I'll check up on that project on the far end here near the end of the video. I'm going to head inside the park to check up on Fast and the Furious right now. But yeah, at the end of the video, I'll head over to the JP parking lot or parking structure to see if they've started a demo and the Woodpecker lot over there. But yeah, let's not waste any more time over here and head inside the theme park. Like I've said before, I gotta hand it to Universal for being this aggressive in new developments. It's so nice to see. It's really exciting to see. It kind of gets you hyped up for the future. Already officially made it in the park. Yeah, not too busy today, which is nice. It is a Tuesday, I believe, at the time of making this video. Like I've mentioned before, I always forget what day it is. I just kind of wake up, do my thing, and continue the cycle. Made it to the escalators. We're gonna start off with this angle first. As you can see, nothing new on this side, but when you kind of pan over here to the right, looks like they're working on a new, could be new wall. And this could be a nice little road, an access road to the other side to service the coaster. I think that's what's going on over here. They've been working in this area. And then down here, again, it's just staged equipment. They use this crane, I'm assuming, to install the track when they need to overnight. I feel like they just took down another tree, too. I feel like there was another tree right here that they just have taken down. And then over here on the other side, we have some crew members on the hill, and then they're working on this section of concrete. Yeah, this looks to be maybe like a little access road where they can do things like this, right? They can pull in some equipment, work on the track if needed, you know, service the coaster, at least this part of it. Because it is pretty challenging when you think about it. These things need to be checked on every single morning. And they have equipment that goes around the track to do a lot of it. But if they need to do something on the side, they need to have these access points in order to get to the coaster track. So I think that's what this is. No track over the escalator just yet. Most of the work on this section of the ride is just for the electrical, all the power. I'm not seeing anything new over here when it comes to track or anything else, except for the brick texture. That's going in, and look at that, you can see all the way through to the other side of the load and unload area, but the brick has made its way all the way over to the Simpsons land. So that's some pretty good progress in just a matter of a couple days. And look at this, as far as track work is concerned, in this part of the ride, they've added even more. It looks like another, let's see, 1, 2, maybe three pieces since I've been here, 3 or 4 pieces since I've been here. And look at that turn right out of the inversion. That looks so good. And it looks like it's going to be pretty forceful. And depending on where we're spinning, it could even be, you know, more intense than what we're looking at. But they're almost to the block brake section. Only a few more pieces to go, and then they'll connect that section, and then they'll be done with this spot. And then they'll probably move over to where the retaining wall is being built closest to the parking structure. But yeah, look at that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. These are the newest pieces to go in. Wow, look at all the electrical and all the infrastructure going in for all that. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 pieces. How cool. Yeah, look at that, coming out. We're gonna come out of the inversion this way, and then boom, right into a very tight turn into the block brake area. Wow, how fun. I think this entire part of the ride is gonna be so cool. Again, for those that are new watching, hello, first of all. And second, yeah, we're gonna be coming into this hill right here, well, coming into the turn, going up to the left, into the inversion, out of the inversion, going down, and then into another beautiful turn into the block brake. While spinning, while controlled spinning. This is not a free spin like Sierra Sidewinder at Knott's Berry Farm. This is a controlled spin, very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. Work on the Theme Park Obsession studio is moving along nicely too. I believe my logo will be going in the next couple days. They'll be in the front there. So when people go down the hill on a tram, it'll say Theme Park Obsession YouTube Studio. So that'll be fun. Can't wait. I got a really good view of the coaster too. And maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be able to collect some loose articles. You know, people drop hats and glasses and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll have an auction later on in the year. Even though this tree is, you know, the greatest tree of all time, I do believe it's on its way out. I mean, she's leaning. It's not looking good. And I feel like they have an overall landscaping plan for this once it's complete. So I'm just going to document the tree as much as I can for our memories. Yeah, overall, looking great this week. Really good progress on the track work. Every week it seems like they do like 4 to 6 pieces of track, which is really fast. Like I've mentioned before, once they have them on site from the facility, they can throw them up relatively quickly. On my last visit, they had just completed right out of the inversion, and it's only been a few days. So yeah, they're moving. They are moving. I am really excited for the testing phase because from this vantage point, we're going to be getting some really good views of that process because they'll be testing it for a few months. They got to get in a lot of cycles, thousands of cycles, and depending on LA County's regulations, it could be over 10,000 cycles. I'm not really sure, but this is going to be a great vantage point especially for this part of the ride too, because then we can see where it's turning and how fast it's going to go through the element. I'm thinking it's going to go kind of slow through this. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to go kind of slow and give us some nice hang time through it. But through these turns, it's going to be pretty intense. At this pace, I wouldn't be surprised if they complete this part of the ride by this weekend. As again, they only have like, what, 6 more pieces to go, if that, to get to the block break area. And then after that, they'll probably work on the spot closest to the parking structure, unless they do something else over, maybe in this area over here. But I feel like they're going to save this for last. They're going to save this for last. The part over the fire hill, that's for last. I think the parking structure is the next spot. And then looking towards the new retaining wall that's going to be going in here very, very soon. It's looking the same, like in the last video. I'll get a different angle of it once we get to the lookout. And then here's a different angle, slightly different angle. Yeah, it's looking the same, just like in the last video. We still have the steel being staged over there on the left. And then at the bottom right, really no visible progress. It's just a lot of digging going on there. They're preparing the footings for the eventual support columns and track. Slowly making my way to the lookout, and here's your view of all that brickwork happening on the facade. Yeah, it's looking really good. I cannot wait for all the scaffolding to come down when we get our final look. They still need to paint the trim up here. The trim is still not done, but it looks like the trim on this side is complete. I'll work around over here to where the first aid is to get a better look. Yeah, you can see this side closest to the hillside is looking a little bit more complete. They might have to do just a few more things to distress it, but other than that, yeah, it looks to be done. And then zooming out here. Like I've mentioned before in the past, I cannot wait for the look of all this. Obviously they're gonna hide all that and they'll have some sort of landscaping plan, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all fleshes out. It's gonna be cool. Okay, here's your latest look from the lookout next to Super Silly Funland. It's hard to see the new track through all of that, but you can kind of see it through the block break area. Yeah, just a couple more pieces to go to connect that. And then looking towards the turnaround section, it looks like all the concrete work has been complete for the footings. Almost complete. I feel like they maybe have a little bit more to go. And then that's going to be another boost section to get us up and over the stall element. Look at that footing right there. That is massive. Holy moly. Because you could just tell how big it is by the equipment that's right next to it. Wow. And then we got crews off in the distance working on a couple more. So yeah, moving along pretty good over there too. And then on this end of the project, still looking the same. It's just the brick that is the latest. As far as anything else that's major, yeah, no. I feel like most of the work is happening on the inside, and then all the track work happening in the layout over here. And I don't think any new fins have popped up on this block section. It's just the same amount that we've seen in the previous video. But there you go, there's your overall look at the entire project. It's looking good. All right, that's pretty much the work on Fast and the Furious for this week. I'll be back in a couple days because I'm sure they'll put up some more track to complete that turnaround into the block section. But with that, let's make our way out of the park. Let's check up on some merchandise. We got to do that every once in a while. Then we'll close it out. For those wondering about the Grinchmas progress, yeah, they're still taking it down. Still in the process of putting it all in storage. And there's still some leftover Christmas decorations kind of scattered throughout the park. Just a little bit though. I feel like most of it has been taken down. They even have taken down the lights on the Plaza Tower, so that's cool. Yeah, look at this. It is definitely the slow season at Universal Studios Hollywood. Yeah, unlike Disney, yeah, Universal has its peaks and valleys, and we're in one of those valleys where, hey, if you want to crush some rides and just enjoy a nice slow day at the park, now is the time to do that. January into the end of February is typically pretty slow, but then when spring break rolls around, it gets a little busier. But let's head into the Animation Studios store. Looks like we got some Gabby's Dollhouse merchandise available. How to Train Your Dragon. Super excited for the How to Train Your Dragon world at Epic Universe. We got some Jaws stuff over here with Hello Kitty on it. That's cute. I like when they do those little collabs. And then we still have some leftover Halloween Horror Nights Hello Kitty stuff if you want that. Have some mugs, hats, t-shirts, and spirit jerseys available. Ooh, we got a lot of Minions merchandise up here in the front. A new little promotion going on for the Minions. Ooh, we got a Loungefly bag, $82 for that. It's kind of cute. And then let's see what's going on in the Hello Kitty side. Haven't seen those before. I have no idea what this character is, but he looks like a Peep that I can eat. And we have some more t-shirts and stuff over here. Don't remember these mugs. These are relatively new. Ooh, look, we got some Lunar New Year Hello Kitty stuff available. We have a spirit jersey, t-shirt. It's kind of cool. And then we have one of these little Lunar New Year envelopes. So there you go. Ooh, they've changed the setup in here on the other side of the street, celebrating Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary. We have some costumes in here. That's kind of cool. To be honest though, because I'm always going to keep it real here on this channel, I was never a fan of Saturday Night Live. I didn't really think it was too funny. There are some skits that were pretty funny. I do like the Californian skits. Those are good. And then some of old school Saturday Night Live stuff, like with Chris Farley and Will Ferrell, those are pretty good. Wasn't really a fan of a lot of the new stuff, but for those that do love it, well, they have a bunch of merch available for you. I was more of a fan of Mad TV, to be honest. I was a Mad TV kind of guy, and I still am. I will watch some of the older Mad TV episodes every once in a while with Mo Collins, Will Sasso. Oh yeah. Still have some studio tour stuff available. I wonder if it's on sale, is it? Or is it just kind of like normal price? No, it's normal price. And they still have these awesome popcorn buckets available too. I actually really like these. And then one more shop I wanted to jump into, the Wicked shop, to show you anything new. And it looks like they have this new jacket available. This like whole getup here for $80. And they have some backpacks. They have this new skirt. I don't remember this from last time. This jacket is kind of nice. Yeah, I dig that. Let's see what's on the back. We have Wicked on the back. And then it is 110 smackaroonies. That is a little expensive. We have an Emerald City shirt. Super simple, it's basic, I like it. I like that color green too. I mean, I like all shades of green. Green is my favorite color, but I like these shades right here. $37 for that t-shirt, and they have a lighter one. And well, bam, I've officially made it out. I love this sign, by the way. This is so iconic. One of the most iconic theme park signs out there, I would say. Yeah, not a bad day at Universal Studios Hollywood at all. Super slow, perfect day to be here if you want to ride some rides and enjoy. And we got some really good updates on Fast and the Furious, and of course, CityWalk, all of the changes. But we have one more thing to look at, and that is the Woody Woodpecker lot. So I'm gonna head over to JP. We'll take a look at that and then close it out. All right, I made it to the JP structure. And it looks like we have some equipment showing up right here. There's still a lot of wood panels staged off in the corner. You can see. So yeah, I wonder where those are going. I wonder if those are all going into CityWalk because they're painting them blue and the walls inside CityWalk were blue, so maybe more things are going to be walled up here. And still the same markers from the last video. They're still putting the trim around the wall to kind of make it look nice too. Interesting stuff. I have a feeling it's going to get wild and crazy here in about a month's time. This will look way different. Be keeping an eye on it. Well, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you could let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal Studios Hollywood or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should totally consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. And also be sure to check me out on X, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Those links will be down below in the description. Until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.